Airbnb tax madness. Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. And in this video, we're going to talk about Airbnb taxes. So basically, this video is just to talk about our experience a little bit with Airbnb and our local authorities regarding the payment of taxes for our listings. I'm also very active in my community as a radio host. I volunteer for the local radio station. I have my own show. And of course, I'm an investor and an advisor and a coach, and I'm an author. But I also am a local Airbnb host, and I have several properties that are actually located in the unincorporated parts of Chatham County in Savannah, Georgia. So up until last year, 2020, we were pretty much overlooked by most of the taxing authorities. That doesn't mean we didn't pay taxes. We still paid taxes on our income, but we weren't specifically taxed as a short-term vacation rental in our county. And at some point, somebody in the county decided, wait a minute, how many hosts are in Airbnb in our county? None of them are paying taxes. How much money can we make with this? Let's tax them. So the first step right after the pandemic started was they were requiring people to actually get licenses to be a short-term vacation rental. That's for any rental that's rented for less than 30 days consecutively. We were, okay, let's get a license. So we got a license, we paid the fees. It was over $1,000 for 3 properties. We paid the fees, we got the licenses, we put everything on the walls the way we're supposed to. We did all the regulations with the fire marshal requirements. We, put the fire extinguisher at each property, and we located where that was put, and also the licenses were put inside the buildings. We were supposed to even provide occupancy load information on those licenses that we put inside our listings, as well as information about where people can and cannot park. And we're supposed to acknowledge all the other rules that Chatham County came up with in terms of noise regulation, and if we had any reports to the police, for example, of any kind of disturbance, there couldn't be more than so and so many per year. I mean, it was very detailed. It was a very long ordinance. I actually did a radio show on this. I can add it at the bottom of this video if you want to read it, if you're local Chatham County. Now, I know a lot of you guys are watching my videos that have nothing to do with Chatham County, but I want you to watch this video anyways, because if you're not yet regulated for Airbnb in your particular area, you might be very soon. And when you do, this video might be very helpful to you. So let's spin forward about a year. So we got the license, we paid our taxes, so we thought, which was this fee that we paid to get the actual license. And we were told, well, and just you got to agree that you actually pay the taxes, the hotel, motel, excise, occupancy tax, whatever they called it. There's so many different names for this local county tax. And we're like, okay. We asked Airbnb. Airbnb said, yeah, we collect state taxes. We collect occupancy, local Chatham County taxes from the guests, and we submit them on your behalf. And it's not a little amount. It's actually quite a big amount. So they were collecting it. So we thought the county was getting it because we didn't even see it. It didn't come from us. And we were okay with this. And we merrily went on our business for the last 8 months. It is now April as I'm recording this. And all of a sudden I get a letter from the Chatham County Department of Finance, from their CPAs or their accountants that work there, basically asking me, well, where is the money? And where is the tax return that goes along with the money? So we pretty much fell out of the sky at this moment because we had no idea what the hell was going on. We thought everything was paid by Airbnb. We didn't know of any kind of tax money that's missing. So I'm scrambled basically to fill in this form that they asked me to fill in. And I asked Airbnb how much taxes were paid. They told me, and I filled out the form with this information. Turns out that Airbnb actually collected taxes on all my reservations, and starting in April of 2020, and this is like April 2021 now, it's been a year. So they've been collecting taxes, local, county, and state taxes for about a year now. And we have a very large amount that was apparently collected and submitted on our behalf. And as I'm going through the list, I'm like, okay, they collected taxes on every reservation of mine, even the ones that were more than 30 days. Why is that? Because we're not supposed to pay for anything over 30 days. That's not considered a short-term vacation rental. That's considered a long-term rental. Contacted Airbnb. Airbnb's like, well, yeah, we collected it, and yeah, we paid it, and just look at the report, basically. Like, we paid it, we did our part, screw you thing. So, I mean, it's kind of not laughable because we were freaking out here a bit. So I prepared the letter with the information that was given to me. I wrote down, okay, we collected this in terms of income, and this is what Airbnb says they paid in taxes. Looks like we overpaid. Can I please have my refund? That's all I wrote in this letter. I gave them all the information, all the proof, all the reports, all their forms with their formulas. I filled it all in properly and sent it to him with certified mail. I want to say it was maybe like 2 or 3 days after the receipt of that letter that the Chatham County Finance Department starts to contact, not me, but my assistant first, and starts to get very hostile, stating that this tax that you collected didn't go to us, that's a state tax, that's not a county tax. And we're like, whoa, 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 hold on a moment. We have documentation from Airbnb stating this is not the state tax only, it's also the county tax. There was 2 taxes collected in this amount, and it was submitted to you all. And it's submitted as one big chunk for that particular jurisdiction with a tax return. And what I'm getting from, and what I got a response is basically is like, no, you're wrong, listen to me, you know? I'm the white girl on the phone. Listen to me, ma'am, she said to me. And it was kind of rude, you know, I thought it was threatening. And my assistant, he has a very strong Russian accent. It's very obvious that his English might not be as perfect as mine. And I didn't appreciate the threats on the phone and that kind of tone of voice. So I immediately called her back. It was a Friday afternoon. Of course, everybody in the government offices in Chatham County goes home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I don't know. I left a message with my number, and I thought, you know, we're done. I want to say maybe like a day or two, I get a message from an auditor from the same department, basically telling me, he's like, you need to provide to me all your income for the whole year of 2020. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you know, we didn't even have a license until August because it didn't even come into effect that we had to have a license. So why are you asking me for all this additional information? I don't feel like I need to pay taxes for when I wasn't even formally in business. But okay, I probably paid them anyway, so let's just give her everything that she's asking for. She's like, give us your business licenses and give us your spreadsheet with all the information, how much money you made. So I did that. It took me a long time actually because I had to separate the different properties, and I sent it to her and didn't hear anything back. So today is Monday. This is Friday, Sunday when I sent this information. Today is Monday. And again, we're getting messages from Chatham County Department of Finance asking us, where is this money? We didn't get it. Where's the money? Give us the money. And I'm sitting at this point, I'm like, we pay taxes were paid by our guests through Airbnb on our behalf. If they didn't get the money, where did it go to? And on top of that, my listings, it's not that much money, but count that, multiply that by all the different hosts in this particular county. That's a lot of money that went somewhere and we don't know where it went. So my question with this video to all of you all, if you're watching this from Chatham County, in the Airbnb community, in the state of Georgia, wherever you might be, if this applies to you, is tell me please what the hell kind of tax was collected there and where did it go to? And explain to me, maybe there's a separate tax that I don't know about, But nobody explained this to me. Nobody pointed this out to me. Nobody showed me how that calculation is done. I don't even know how Airbnb calculates the tax. I just see the report. This is how much my income was. This is how much they collected in taxes. So there's a disconnect somewhere. So I actually called my attorney. At this point, after we started getting messages, we started getting messages from the Department of Finance, Chatham County, to both of our phones, myself and my assistant, and with urgent requests to call them back. And I'm like, well, now at this point, I'm going to call my attorney first, and I'm going to ask them to see what is going on. And my attorney explained to me that a hotel motel tax is sort of a excise tax. It could be a lodging tax, and didn't really explain to me really well how the tax system works. But then again, he said, you know, if you don't understand how the taxes work and nobody explained it to you, but you've done everything in your power to show and to write to them that you have done everything in your power, what you thought was the right thing to do, pay the taxes, and you file the forms, the tax returns, the local tax returns, then you need to explain that to both parties that are in the play here, because you're basically stuck between Airbnb and the government, and you need to explain that to both of these parties so that later on, if there's a lawsuit of some sort or your license is revoked, that you can then go and basically say, look, I've done my due diligence, I thought we paid everything, I thought we filed everything, and nobody's explained to me what I'm doing wrong, and for sure not in writing. In fact, when we asked the county officials to tell us exactly in writing how much we owed, they said they didn't know. Until we filed the tax return, they won't know how much we owe. So there is absolutely no ability for them to even check how much we made unless we tell them. So theoretically, we could just tell them we made zero, and they would have to take that our word as the gospel, because they have no other way to check on that. And in fact, for a couple of the months during the pandemic, that's exactly true, because a lot of my reservations were more than 30 days. So according to their calculation, I didn't owe them any taxes. So this is where we are standing with this right now. If you're watching this video and you're a Chatham County official, I'm an educated person. I have 2 master's degrees. I've been around for a while. I'm a business person for many years now. I understand math. I understand accounting. And I understand software. I understand numbers. I don't get this. So there is 300 at least other Airbnb hosts in Chatham County. You cannot possibly expect, dear Chatham County, for all these hosts to understand what's going on. And I'm the only one that doesn't understand this. So, as the next step, when I did talk to one of the officials there, I basically said, why don't you come on my show, let me record this conversation, come on my radio show, and we'll talk about this. Because if I don't understand it, it's probably that a lot of people don't understand it either. So we need to boil this down to stupid dummy terms so everybody can understand this. And I'm not talking about anybody being a stupid dummy. I'm talking about me being a stupid dummy. I don't get this. Explain it to me. Why are all these taxes being collected? Are they different than what this tax that you're asking me to pay? What is the actual tax structure that we agreed to when we got a license? Where is this written down in the laws? Where is the information where we have to calculate this? And explain this to me. Explain how a host on Airbnb in Chatham County in the state of Georgia is supposed to structure their business model so that we can get those taxes paid properly, if we didn't pay them already properly. My second question would be, where is the money that's already been collected? Where did that money go to? Who has that? And what is it being used for? I mean, I'm really curious to hear. There's been thousands of dollars that are collected and over collected also. And where did these particular taxes go to? I want to know. Another thing to the Chatham County officials is, why is it that I seem to be singled out? I might be a little bit more of a public figure in Chatham County because I have the radio show, I am on YouTube, I have a channel, But why am I being singled out? You know, I've asked other Airbnb hosts in the same street as where my listing is located, and they have no clue. They never got a letter, they never got a request for any kind of tax return, they never got any paperwork asking them to pay for anything. They absolutely have no clue. And I'm not the only one. There's more hosts, way more hosts that didn't get this request, but I did. And why is that? Why am I being singled out? I want to know that. On top of that, let's add another thing to this pot. Two of the officials from this particular county actually asked me for the tax returns and to payment only for 1 out of my 3 properties in that county. And the third official asked me for all 3 business licenses in that county, as well as the income for all 3. So again, irregularities after irregularities. Something just sounds very fishy. It seems like one hand doesn't talk to the other. It also seems that some sort of law was enacted last year during the pandemic, when the pandemic started, and nobody has a clue whatsoever how to enforce it or how to actually make this law work for the ordinary people. And on top of that, us people, us taxpayers, are being harassed on phone calls, basically without even any written documentation in terms of payment or else. So I am really curious to hear what all of you have to say about this. I'm going to post this video on all my social media. It's going to go on my YouTube channel. I hope it goes to the officials of Chatham County that can give me some answers on this, and that can step by step explain to me how this tax system is supposed to work. What are the taxes supposed to be that we're supposed to be collecting? The percentages of these taxes that we're supposed to be collecting, and why it took Chatham County 8 months to notify us that there is some sort of disconnect between what we paid and what they're expecting to get. That's what I want to know. Why am I being singled out? Why is there a disconnect of 8 months? And what is it that we're supposed to be doing? That is my question. But I do need to know these answers, because I'm not the only one in this county that has these questions. So please contact me if you have any questions. If you're watching this video from another state or another county, brace yourself if you're an Airbnb host, because this kind of problem might come your way also in the future. And there's going to be more updates to this video and more developments as this progresses, and I'm going to let you know what's going on. I hope you have an amazing day. My name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, your #1 source for real estate advice online. Please subscribe at my website right here to my newsletter, and leave me comments, suggestions, feedback, good, bad, ugly, anything. I am really all for being very transparent. I want to know what's going on. I want to know everything, and I want to know it the best that I can. So information that you give me, I want to hear about it. I want to hear from you. If you're an Airbnb host in Chatham County, also contact me. I'll put you on my show. Let's talk. And have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.